Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a parent, you know that some days can feel like a total whirlwind. One minute you're making breakfast, the next you're hunting for a lost sock, and before you know it, it's bedtime, and you're exhausted. Sound familiar? Well, today, I want to talk about a simple yet powerful tool that can bring a sense of calm and order to your family life. Routines. You might think routines sound rigid or boring, but for kids, they're actually the complete opposite. Routines are like a comforting roadmap for their day. When children know what to expect, they feel safer, more secure, and surprisingly, more confident. This predictability helps reduce their anxiety because they aren't constantly wondering what's coming next. And let's be honest, a less anxious kid often means a less stressed out parent. So, it's a win-win for the whole family. Let's dive into how you can start building some simple, effective routines that will make a huge difference. We'll break it down into 4 key moments of the day: waking up, meal times, playtime, and of course, the big one, bedtime. First up, the morning routine. How you start the day can really set the tone for everything that follows. Instead of a frantic rush, imagine a smooth, predictable flow. A great morning routine doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as wake up, use the potty, get dressed, brush teeth, and then head down for breakfast. The key here is consistency. Doing the same few things in the same order every morning helps your child's brain switch into get ready for the day mode automatically. To make it more fun and visual, especially for younger kids who can't read yet, try creating a picture chart. You can draw or print out simple images for each step. A picture of a sun for waking up, a toothbrush, a t-shirt, a bowl of cereal. Stick it on their bedroom wall or on the fridge. This empowers them to follow the steps themselves, giving them a sense of independence and accomplishment right from the start of their day. They can even move a little magnet or sticker as they complete each task. It turns a chore into a game. Now, let's talk about meals. Are meals in your house a bit chaotic? You're not alone. A mealtime routine can transform this. It's not just about what you eat, but how you eat. Start by creating a transition. Instead of just yelling "dinner's ready" from the kitchen, give a 5-minute warning. This helps your child wrap up what they're doing and mentally prepare to switch gears. Then, build a small pre-meal ritual. Maybe everyone helps set the table, or you have a simple hand-washing song. This signals that it's time to gather and connect. During the meal, try to have a no-screen rule. This encourages conversation and helps everyone focus on their food and each other. And after the meal, have a clear expectation for cleanup. Even a toddler can help by carrying their own plate to the sink. It's not about perfect execution. It's about teaching responsibility and teamwork. Consistency here makes mealtimes less of a battleground and more of a positive family connection point. Next on our list is playtime. You might be thinking, does playtime really need a routine? And the answer is yes. It can be incredibly beneficial. Structuring playtime doesn't mean you have to plan every single minute. It's more about creating a predictable rhythm. For example, you might have a routine where after lunch, it's quiet time with books or puzzles. Then, in the afternoon, it's active, outdoor play. This helps kids learn to regulate their energy levels. It also helps manage screen time. If your child knows they get 30 minutes of tablet time after their afternoon snack every day, they're less likely to ask for it constantly throughout the day. A playtime routine can also include a cleanup time signal. Maybe you play a specific song that means it's time to put the toys away. This makes cleaning up a regular, expected part of play, not a punishment that abruptly ends the fun. And finally, we arrive at the most talked about routine of all. The bedtime routine. A solid bedtime routine is pure gold for parents. It's the secret to getting your kids to sleep more easily and stay asleep longer. A child's body needs to wind down, and a routine is the perfect way to send those at time for sleep signals to their brain. Your bedtime routine should be calm, soothing, and consistent. It could look something like this: a warm bath, putting on pajamas, brushing teeth, reading a story or two, and then a final cuddle and good night. The whole process should take about 20 to 30 minutes and happen in the same order every single night, even on weekends if possible. This predictability is incredibly comforting. They know that after the story comes the final hug, and then it's time to sleep. It removes the guesswork and the potential for drawn-out negotiations. Remember, the goal is to create a peaceful transition from the business of the day to the quiet of the night. Keep the lights dim, your voice soft, and the activities relaxing. This isn't the time for wrestling or exciting, stimulating games. It's all about creating a cozy, secure environment that says you are safe and it's time to rest. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but what happens when life gets in the way? What about vacations, sick days, or late nights at grandma's house? That's a great question. The key is to be consistent, not rigid. A routine is a guide, not a prison. If you have a late night, you don't have to scrap the whole thing. You can do a shortened version. Maybe it's just pajamas, teeth, and one quick story instead of the full bath and 3 books. The core elements are still there, providing that familiar comfort. The beauty of routines is that they are flexible. You can and should adapt them as your child grows and their needs change. The routine for a 2-year-old will look very different from the routine for a 7-year-old. The important thing is to have a predictable structure in place. So, where do you start? Don't try to implement all of these routines at once. You'll just overwhelm yourself and your child. Pick one area to focus on first. If bedtime is your biggest struggle, start there. Spend a week or 2 really focusing on creating a consistent, peaceful bedtime routine. Once that feels more automatic, you can move on to tackling the morning rush and get your kids involved. Sit down with them and talk about what a good morning or a calm evening could look like. When they have a say in creating the routine, they're much more likely to buy into it. Let them choose which story to read or which pajamas to wear. These small choices give them a sense of control and ownership. Ultimately, creating simple daily routines is one of the most loving things you can do for your children. It helps them build discipline, reduces power struggles, and fosters a deep sense of security that allows them to thrive. And as a bonus, it frees up your mental energy as a parent. When the daily flow is more automatic, you have more space to simply enjoy being with your kids. So that's my take on the power of routines. I hope this gives you some practical ideas to bring more peace and predictability into your home. What are some routines that work wonders for your family? Share them in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure other parents would too. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on navigating family life. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a topic that so many parents struggle with. How do you get your kids to embrace healthy habits without the daily battles? You know, the sindaan veggies, the toys scattered everywhere, the bedtime negotiations. It can be exhausting. But what if I told you the secret isn't about being stricter? It's about being more playful. The key is to make healthy habits fun and engaging, turning chores and routines into games your kids will actually want to participate in. When something feels like play, resistance melts away, and children naturally start to adopt these positive behaviors. So, if you're ready to transform your household from a battleground into a playground, stick around. We're about to dive into some seriously fun and creative strategies that will change the way your family thinks about health. Let's start with one of the biggest challenges: food. Getting kids to eat their fruits and vegetables can feel like an uphill climb. But instead of the "you have to eat your broccoli" approach, let's gamify it. How about a rainbow on a plate challenge? The goal is for them to eat as many different colors as possible throughout the day. Red strawberries, orange carrots, yellow bell peppers, green spinach, blueberries, and purple grapes. You can even create a simple chart with stickers. Every time they eat a color, they get a sticker. A full rainbow by the end of the week could earn a small, non-Fuji reward, like choosing the family movie for the weekend. Another idea is to involve them in the kitchen. Let them be little chefs. They can wash the lettuce, tear it into pieces for a salad, or stir ingredients together. When kids have a hand in preparing the food, they feel a sense of ownership and pride, making them much more likely to try what they've made. And don't underestimate the power of presentation. Use cookie cutters to make fun shapes out of sandwiches, fruits, and even cheese. A star-shaped melon or a heart-shaped cucumber slice is way more exciting than a boring old chunk. You can also make food art, creating smiley faces or animal shapes on their plates. It takes a few extra seconds, but the payoff in enthusiasm is huge. Next up, let's talk about physical activity. In an age of screens, getting kids to move their bodies is more important than ever. Instead of just telling them to go play outside, make it an adventure. A family fitness challenge can be a blast. Create a circuit in your living room or backyard with simple exercises like jumping jacks, bear crawls, and hopping on one foot. Time everyone and see who can complete the circuit the fastest. Or turn on some music and have a spontaneous dance party. You don't need any fancy moves. Just be silly and have fun together. Dancing is a fantastic way to get hearts pumping and release energy. Another great idea is a nature scavenger hunt. Create a list of things for them to find in your local park or even your own backyard: a smooth stone, a Y-shaped stick, a red leaf, something that makes a crunching sound. This not only gets them moving and exploring, but also connects them with nature. And remember, you are their biggest role model. When they see you enjoying being active, whether it's going for a walk, riding a bike, or doing yoga, they'll be more inclined to join in. Make activity a family affair, not just something you're telling them to do. Now for the one we all dread: cleanup time. That moment when the playroom looks like a toy tornado just ripped through it. The command "clean your room" often falls on deaf ears. So, let's flip the script. Turn cleanup into a race against the clock. Set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and challenge your kids to see how many toys they can put away before the buzzer goes off. You can even play their favorite high-energy song and make the rule that all the toys have to be in their bins by the time the song ends. This creates a sense of urgency and excitement. Another fun game is toy hide and seek. You can hide the toys by putting them back in their correct places. Or you can play color sort. Okay, let's find all the red toys and put them in the red bin. This not only cleans the room, but also reinforces color recognition for younger kids. For older children, you can make it more of a responsibility game. Create a tidy ticket system. Every time they clean up a space without being asked, they earn a ticket. These tickets can be redeemed for privileges, like extra screen time or a later bedtime on a weekend. This teaches them that responsibility comes with rewards. Let's not forget personal hygiene, which can often be a source of friction, especially with younger kids. Brushing teeth, washing hands, and taking baths can become tedious. To make teeth brushing more fun, find a 2-minute song they love and tell them they have to keep brushing until the song is over. There are even apps and electric toothbrushes designed for kids that play music or have timers to guide them through the process. For hand washing, teach them to sing the happy birthday song twice to ensure they re-washing for long enough. You can also get fun, foaming soaps or soaps with little toys inside to make it more enticing and bath time. That's a golden opportunity for play. Bath crayons, fizzy bath bombs with surprises inside, or a collection of cups and containers for pouring can turn a routine bath into a science lab or a water park. You can even have themed baths. A blue bath with blue-colored water tablets and ocean animal toys, or a glow-in-the-dark bath with bath-safe glow sticks. The more imaginative you get, the less it feels like a chore they have to do and more like a fun activity they get to do. Finally, let's touch on bedtime and creating a calm-down routine. A consistent bedtime routine is crucial for good sleep, but it doesn't have to be rigid and boring. Turn it into a special time for connection. Instead of a battle over getting into bed, create a sleepy time sequence. This could be a series of calm activities that happen in the same order every night. For example, bath, pajamas, brushing teeth, and then the best part, story time. Let them choose the book, or you can make up a collaborative story together, where each person adds a sentence. Another lovely idea is a gratitude moment. Before they drift off to sleep, ask them to share 3 good things that happened during their day. This shifts their focus to positive thoughts and helps them wind down peacefully. You could also introduce some simple, kid-friendly stretching or sleepy yoga poses. Gentle movements can help release any leftover energy and signal to their body that it's time to rest. The goal is to make the end of the day a calm, comforting, and loving experience that they look forward to rather than something they try to avoid. The common thread through all of these ideas is simple: connection and play. When you engage with your kids on their level and infuse joy into everyday tasks, you're not just getting them to comply. You're building a foundation of healthy habits that will last a lifetime. They'll learn that taking care of their bodies and their environment can be enjoyable and rewarding. It does take a little extra effort and creativity from our side as parents, but the positive shift in your family's dynamic is more than worth it. You'll have fewer arguments and more laughter. So, I challenge you to try just one of these ideas this week. Pick the area that's causing the most friction in your home and give it a playful twist. You might be surprised at how quickly things can change. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on positive parenting. I'd love to hear which idea you're going to try first, so drop a comment below. See you in the next video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's a cornerstone of parenting, but one we can all use a refresher on: building great habits in our kids. We all want our children to grow into responsible, self-sufficient adults, right? Well, the secret isn't some grand, complicated strategy. It's actually found in the small, everyday moments. It's all about habits. Think about it. Good habits are the building blocks of a successful and happy life. They automate positive behaviors, so our kids don't have to constantly debate whether to do the right thing. It just becomes second nature. But how do we get there? It's not about forcing them or nagging them until we're all exhausted. The real magic lies in starting small and celebrating every single step along the way. Let's talk about what a habit really is. It's a loop, a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is the trigger, like finishing dinner. The routine is the action, like putting their plate in the dishwasher. And the reward is that feeling of accomplishment may be paired with a little praise from you. When this loop is repeated, the brain wires itself to make that action automatic. Our job as parents is to help design these loops in a positive and encouraging way. So, where do we start? The key is to start incredibly small. If you want your child to keep their room tidy, don't start with clean your entire room. That's overwhelming for anyone, let alone a child. Instead, start with one tiny action. Maybe the goal for this week is just to make their bed every morning. Or, even simpler, to put one specific toy back in its box before bedtime. The action should be so easy that it's almost impossible for them to say no or to fail. This is where the power of positive reinforcement comes in. When they complete that tiny task, celebrate it. This doesn't mean you have to throw a party every time they put a block away. A celebration can be a high five, a big smile, and a simple, "Wow, you did it. Thank you for putting your car back in the toy bin." This specific praise is way more effective than a generic "good job." It tells them exactly what they did right, and it makes them feel seen and appreciated. That feeling of being appreciated is a powerful internal reward. You can also use simple, tangible rewards, like a sticker chart. For every day they complete their tiny habit, they get a sticker. Once they collect 5 stickers, maybe they get to choose the movie for family night or get an extra 15 minutes of playtime. The reward links the habit to a positive outcome, making them more motivated to repeat it. This isn't bribery. It's teaching them that effort leads to positive results, a fundamental life lesson. Let's walk through a real-world example. Say you want to build a habit of brushing teeth without a fight. The cue is putting on pajamas. The routine is brushing teeth. The reward could be reading a special story together that only happens after teeth are brushed. You start by just getting them to the sink. Celebrate that. Then, just holding the toothbrush. Celebrate that. Slowly, you build up to the full 2 minutes. By breaking it down and celebrating each tiny win, you remove the struggle and replace it with a sense of teamwork and accomplishment. This method does more than just get chores done. It teaches children profound life skills. It teaches them responsibility. When they're in charge of their small task, they feel a sense of ownership and pride. It shows them that their contributions matter to the family. It also builds self-control and discipline. By consistently choosing to do their habit, they are strengthening their willpower muscle. This is a skill that will serve them in school, in their friendships, and eventually, in their careers. Another crucial element is consistency. Habits thrive on routine. Try to have the habit happen at the same time and in the same way every day. If the goal is to pack their school bag for the next day, make it a non-negotiable part of the after-dinner routine. The more consistent the cue is, the more automatic the behavior will become. You are the guide here. Your consistency is what provides the structure for their habit to grow. Now, what happens when they mess up? Because they will. We all do. This is a critical moment. Avoid punishment or shaming. That just creates a negative association with the habit and with you. Instead, treat it as a learning opportunity. Gently remind them. Say something like, "Oops, it looks like we forgot to put the shoes away. Let's do it together now." Frame it as a team effort. The goal is progress, not perfection. A slip-up is just a temporary detour, not a failure. Your calm and supportive reaction will teach them resilience and the importance of getting back on track. As your child masters one small habit, you can start habit stacking. This is where you link a new habit to an existing one. Once making their bed is automatic, you can add the next small step, putting their pajamas under their pillow. Since they're already in the routine of being at their bed, adding one more small action is much easier than starting from scratch. You can slowly build a whole morning or evening routine this way, piece by piece, like building with Think about the long-term benefits here. You're not just getting a cleaner house or a smoother morning routine. You're empowering your child. You are giving them the tools to manage themselves and their responsibilities. A child who learns how to build good habits is a child who is learning how to set and achieve goals. They are developing an internal locus of control, meaning they believe that they are in charge of their own success. This is a huge factor in lifelong happiness and achievement. Let's also talk about your role as a model. Our kids are always watching. If we want them to build good habits, we need to be mindful of our own. Do they see you putting your keys in the same spot every day? Do they see you putting your clothes away instead of leaving them on a chair? When they see you practicing what you preach, it normalizes the behavior. You can even talk about your own habits. You could say, "I'm going to put my book back on the shelf now so I know where it is tomorrow." This verbalizes the process and makes the logic behind habits clear to them. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Building a habit takes time. Some studies say it takes an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. So, be patient with your child and be patient with yourself. There will be good days and bad days. The important thing is to stay positive and keep moving forward, one tiny step at a time. The cumulative effect of these small, consistent actions is incredible. So, to recap the key takeaways, start small, so small it's almost silly. Celebrate every single success with specific and genuine praise. Use positive reinforcement, like sticker charts or special activities. Be incredibly consistent with the cues and routines. When they slip up, be a supportive coach, not a critic. And finally, model the behavior you want to see. By focusing on building positive habits, you're giving your children a gift that will last a lifetime. You're teaching them that they are capable, responsible, and in control of their own lives. And you, redoing it in a way that strengthens your bond and fills your home with more positivity and less conflict. It's a true win-win. What's one small habit you'd like to start building with your child? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your ideas and your experiences. Let's share our successes and support each other on this journey. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on positive parenting and family life. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, keep celebrating those small wins.